Hello and good morning to you wherever you are, what part of the world you might be. We've got to remember, for those of you living in London, it's exactly 5 minutes past 9. And if you're somewhere just around in China, I believe the time is just coming up to very late in the midnight. If you're in Istanbul, it's about 2 hours away. And if you're in Nigeria, we are almost the same time in London. As you can see, my name is Olayomi Koiki, Niger Diaspora, one central hub connecting not just the Nigerians in the UK, but globally as well. We would like to use this opportunity to wish all our Muslim brothers and sisters and also our non-Muslims that have been supporting and accommodating with every one of the Muslims wherever you are, because you've got to remember that the most important thing that comes to you as a human being is humanity come first. And I'm very sure, a lot of us, wherever we've been in the last 30 days, we've been so busy, depending on the time schedule of your time. If you're living in Glasgow, for an example, I'm sure you've been staying much awake, unlike what you've been doing in the normal days. Again, as you can see, I'm heading down to the Eid prayer where I'm making my way now. It's been a very busy night, after the whole event that took place. Thank you very much, Prince Will Omoba. We were together up to very late last night at the Women in Politics in the 21st Century. Again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Auntie Kate, for organizing that event. It was an eye-opener, also seeing, all the women doing as much as possible to make sure that, we can be, we can get along, in terms of what is happening, not just in UK. We've got so many politicians that are women in Nigeria. We also have so many politicians that are here in UK. Yesterday also we were able to see Kate Osamo, Edmonton, where I'll be making my prayer today. I hope she's going to be joining us sometime around, to wish all the Muslims, and brothers and sisters, happy Eid. Again, as usual, my name is Olayomi Koiki. For those of you that don't know me, we do quite a lot of things, and I'm sure if you have been following us on our Facebook page, you exactly know, what we do and what we don't do. The most important thing is that comes to your mind is, why are we here as a human being in this world? The most important thing is you got to remember not to be selfish. That is one of the, the etiquette of the last 30 days. If you see, for those of us living in the United Kingdom, it's more like 14 hours fasting. What does that tell you as a human being? Sometimes, you go on the road, someone is asking you for money that wants to eat. Whether you believe them or not, think of it. If someone is saying, please, I need money to eat, that is what some of us that have been going through the fasting, for 13 hours, 14 hours, depending on the location, even those residing in Nigeria as well, at least you'll be fasting for nothing less than 8 hours. That is a very, very humanity way of thinking, because, sometimes we are also too busy and engaged. We hardly forget that there are some people in this world, that are going through all kinds of difficulties. And it is very, very important that we always make sure that you remember yourself. You remember not just yourself, also remember those that you don't know. For those of you that probably did not listen to Polly Long yesterday, if you don't know who Polly Long is, she's not just a presenter, she's a business entrepreneur. She was at the two events that I was yesterday. We had the Women's Matter, which took place. Thank you very much to Grace Alexander and the other two that presented that event yesterday. It was very, very eye-opener. One thing is, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, make an impact. And that impact will go a long way that you might not probably know yourself. And that is the message around the two events that we were yesterday. Pauline Long said something which I'm going to take away out of most of what a lot of people spoke about. And I'm still going, what I do most of the time is after my recording, you got to remember I'm busy recording, trying to get all the most important conversation, within the venue. But mostly what I do is when I get back home, just about midnight, and then I then play back the video, and I learn so much as well. And that is the message. We're not just doing this video for the fun of it. We're not going there to stay awake. We're not going there just to eat. We are trying to get a message across to not just your United Kingdom, but to everyone as well all over the world. Pauline Long said there was a lady in Kenya, that had a stroke, and she has been on bed ridden for the last 6 years. She had an 11-year-old daughter that has been taking care of her. Think of that. Someone has been bedridden, for the last 6 years. Not even a neighbor knew about it. And this is what we are saying. I mean, sometimes, you sit down in your own comfort zone. Do you check what your neighbor is going through? Do you check what your children of your neighbors are going through? But you're just more conscious about your own children, whether they go to the best school, they eat the best food. And this is what we got to start thinking of. Think of something else. Think of not just your family aspect of it. Think of those that are in need. Yes, we know there's so many fraudulent people now, on the Facebook that try to get money out of you. But there's some genuine cases. And if you can investigate some of these genuine cases, what are you doing as a person? Anyway, to cut it short, Pauline Long said the lady eventually died. And this is heartbroken. We're all waiting for United Nations, we're waiting for the UN, we're waiting for the USAID. Sometimes it is up to both myself and you to make that difference. If we are waiting for United Nations doesn't come to you, it goes to the government. And sometimes this government, especially in African countries, they can't be bothered. Most of these government officials have got their children schooling abroad. And the most important thing is, you as an individual, what can you do to make that difference? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. And I think that is, one of the piles of this Ramadan. It's not just you fasting, but after the Ramadan now, what next? Are you going to leave all those good things that you've done? All those voluntary works that you've been attending? I mean, for those of you that live in the United Kingdom, if we saw the way the humanitarian help, not just from the Muslim, from the Jew, from the Catholic, from the Christian, from the non-Muslims, from the gay, from the lesbian, think of it. These are people that attended and did a lot of voluntary work immediately after the fire took place in Greenford Tower. I drove past it yesterday with Prince Omoba and a couple of people in the car, and that building is still standing there. That is a building that had over 600 people that were living inside that never came out. We're still hearing so many cases of different stories that came out of that building. Remember, there were children. I came back home just about coming up to 1 a.m. last night. Thank you very much to Prince Eze for giving me a very beautiful ride, and I learned so much. For less than 30 minutes I was in his car. He took me all the way from where we had the event at Holiday Inn, the Women in Politics in 21st Century. And I said to him, I'm going towards Edmonton. He said, wow, you live in Edmonton? Yeah, okay, I'll give you a ride. And to be honest, when I got in his car, then I know that these are good writers. The whole car was full of books. The whole car was full of sketches of different things that he's still writing on. We got to start thinking of how we can help each other, how we can help those that are not just your family, how you can help your loved ones when they're going through difficulties. And this is the message. But every one of us is waiting for United Nations to fly all the way down to Kenya, to Uganda, to Zimbabwe, to give us help. When you can do that help yourself. We're all waiting for USAID. Remember USAID? I mean, a date for the Ramadan was sent to Nigeria in almost 200,000 tons of date that should be sent to the IDP. And this was sold off in the market. And then you're thinking, wow, even during the Ramadan, a date that was meant to be given to the poor people that was sent all the way from Saudi Arabia was sold off in the market. And this is very crazy. And then, then the question is, what you as an individual can do will go a long way than what we're expecting from the government official, because we all know most of the government officials, they're all flipping corrupt. And it is high time we start using this technology to get that message across. As you can see behind me, I've already arrived at the mosque. The prayer will be done within the next 40 minutes. But the message behind today is, what are you doing? Don't stop looking. We must start talking. And this is the message, that I will continue to work on. Like I said, I spent only half an hour or 35 minutes drive with Prince Eze. I've been following him on Facebook. We've met at different occasions. But I had an opportunity, like someone that have more than a PhD. I was able to learn so many things just within the half an hour that we were sitting together. We must start having compassion for ourselves and those that we don't know. There's so many great women doing so many beautiful things all over the world, and I give a good kudos to my mom as well. I give kudos to my wife, I give kudos to my children, I give kudos to my family, but also to those that I don't know. But the message behind this morning is, what are you doing to make an impact? Stop thinking about yourself. It's just about me. Remember, we pray for the souls of those that died in Greenford Tower. So many of them had the same ambition that you have, I have, but they never came out of that building. Remember, it's not just about you. Stop thinking about you. We must start thinking about humanity. Humanity comes first. Wherever you are, wherever you are doing, sometimes sit back and reflect. You are still better off. 1 million people. We have over billions of people all over the world. So you must still be satisfied with what you have. It's time we start making changes. We start talking. 200,000 tons of date was sent to Nigeria from Saudi Arabia for those in the IDP that are less privileged. And this was sold off in the market. Somebody should be accounted for this. But yet, every one of us, we just keep quiet. No one is saying nothing. I think it is high time we change the ball game. You say, oh, I don't want to go into politics. Politics is too dirty. But at the end of the day, politics control us every day. Politics was played with those in Greenford Towers. People died in Greenford Tower. There were so many people that died at Greenford Tower, and yet you're going to tell me that you don't want to get into politics. Wherever you are, remember, you've spent 30 days, you've done the Lent for the Christians, but what do you take out of this? I've had so many cases that, we don't love each other anymore. We only see each other and then we smile, and that's it. It is high time we love each other. Forget about the problems of the world. Love those around you and keep that pious, and that will make a big difference. Again on Wednesday, Olayomi Koiki, Naija Voices on Star Radio. Thank you very much, Team Nigeria. It is high time, we change the ball game rolling. 200,000 dates, 200,000 tons of dates were sent to IDP. Those that are struggling, they don't have nothing, and these were sold off. Someone should go down for it. Somebody should be jailed for this. Greenford Tower, we're going to be making sure, I'm going to be going back there next week again. We're not going to keep quiet because someone has to go to the prison for this. It is high time we start using our voice through the social media to talk. Let us forget about, other things. It is high time we start using the social media to get the right message across. I know it is Eid, but we must continue to get that message across. It is very sad. 200,000 tons of dates were sent to the less privileged within the 180 million people. And we've got people paying so much amount of money, stolen money, and yet another government sent a date and it was sold off in the market. And no one is saying nothing about it. By now, somebody should be in the prison. And it is high time we all get involved in politics. Politics dictates our life every day. If you're living in the United Kingdom, you know that. Greenford Tower, politics was played with it. I'm sure some of you now, Birmingham have over 231 tower building. They need 31 million just to install sprinkle water inside those 231 buildings. They're still debating about it. Are we saying that there's no 31 million pounds to save lives? As you can see, Camden had to evacuate people in less than when the fire brigade said they could not guarantee their safety. They have to be moved out of that because they have the same combustor that was, cladding that was put in Greenford Tower. Money is being saved, but life doesn't make any difference. And this is a message that we're going to continue shouting and raising. I know Team Nigeria is asking for just one official document from the Nigerian government, and yet it's still getting it very difficult. These are people that want to go on ground and make it different. But yet, it's very sad. Today is Eid, and we say happy Eid to not just the Muslim, everyone all over the world. Humanity comes first, and that is what you should think of. Stop thinking about your family alone. It is high time we change the game. Thank you very much for those two events that we were yesterday, Women's Matter. It was high opener. Think about it. There's so many children. Another message that was passed there is, you sit down in your comfort zone, you see family that have, special need children. Are you doing your own little bit to help them out? Are you giving an hour? But yet, you think you are better off. Remember, accident, anything could happen, and that could change your life as well. Let's start thinking. Let's start making difference. I'm going in now to pray. Thank you very much all the way, my in-law from Streatham. I can see you logging in. thank you for those of you that I might not be able to see when you log in, but I know you're watching. Let's make sure this Eid start being the change we want. It is high time we start talking. There's so many things that is happening that is not right, and we must get it right. It's not about just me, it's not about you. Think about the less privileged, not just in United Kingdom, but globally as well. Politics was played in Greenford Tower, politics is played every day. Life was lost. Remember, there were so many people in there that could not complete the same day like I am doing now. They went to bed, but they never came out of that building. And if you still haven't been there, I plead with you, take your time. I drove past it yesterday, and it's still quite eye-touching, just looking at the building itself. Again, as usual, my name is Olayomi Koiki, Niger Diaspora, bringing it to you wherever it's happening. We're live here. As you can see behind me, I'll be going in to pray. Pray not just for myself, pray for the world, pray for the nation, pray for peace. If you look at what is happening in Syria, it's still very sad, it's very, very pathetic. If you look at what is happening in Yemen, if you look at what is happening in all over the world, there's so many problems. But all this is about politics. Politics is being played, and it's changing so many lives, and so many lives doesn't matter anymore. It's not just about the Black Lives Matter, it's not about the white, it's not about the Jew, it's not about the Christian, it's not about non-Muslim. We are talking about human lives. When it's gone, it's gone. Make a big difference. Enjoy it wherever you are, but remember, there will be some families that will be waking up this morning and they probably won't have anything to eat for today. Think of that. Remember, it's not just about you alone anymore. It's about other people that are still going through all difficulties. Any woman going through all kind of difficulties all over the world, we continue to pray for you. The women are one of the most important elements in this world, and they are now the game changer. And that was exactly what Auntie Kate Anao did yesterday at the Women in Politics. We're not bringing you all this video for fun. We want you to learn. People are paying high money for us to come and transmit, for you to watch it. Remember, some of these events are paid events, but we are still being paid as well to come and transmit it live to you so that you can learn one or two things. I'll be back again later on today. We're heading down to this few event today, Daya Olomundidi. I'll be there later on. His 52nd birthday. Remember Dioba Authentic. His music is out today. These are people that want to make a difference. It's only £1. Go to iTunes or whatever the price is and make a difference. It is high time we start supporting each other and we love each other to the core. Remember, if you need our service, yomi@nigerdiaspora.net. And also, we still need a lot of sponsors. Whatever it is, £1, £2, we want to upgrade some of our equipment that I'm using. Whatever you can help, get in touch with me. We want to not just going to be in London. If you can sponsor us to get to Manchester, Glasgow. Yeah, sorry, it was a call that came in from Dioba Authentic. The most important message today is, please, 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 make a difference. We want to make that difference, and I can assure you, we are ready to serve. But we need your help. Whatever it is, no matter how little it is, get in touch with me and tell us how you can help us. If you're not giving us the money, you can give us the link to help somebody else. Remember, we have myacademy.com that told us if we want one of our audience globally that wants to study, they can get 25% discount. We got a mechanic that want to give you a discount. These are what we are saying. But the most important thing is, Olayomi Koiki, Niger Diaspora, one central hub, connecting not just the Nigerians, but the whole world. We're making sure we are linking you to not just in UK, to America, to China, wherever you are. And we can make that difference. Continue to pray for all those, and that's what I'm going to be doing when I go in there. I should be going in there in the next few minutes, because the prayer will be in the next half an hour. Please, thank you very much for logging in all the way from Nigeria, Balogun, Sikiru. Thank you very much, Darius Shomonrim and Axoba 905. Everyone is doing something, but we must continue to do more. We're not doing enough yet, and that is the message. Women are still being oppressed all over the world. Women as children are, oh my God. You need to listen to the event last night, the Women's Matter. all the children in Nigeria, in all African countries, going through all kind of special need. Can you believe it? In Nigeria, there's no access for a wheelchair to get into the bank. Even if you send them money, they can't get into the bank to withdraw it from the cash machine. These are things we should be talking about. How can a bank build a bank, they build a building, but no access to those that have special needs? And these are the messages that our government are not looking into, but we will not leave it untouched. We will continue talking, we will continue making noise until someone listens to us. We can make difference, but if you don't talk and you leave it to them and you say, oh, politics is nothing to do with me. 2019 is going to be a very, very tough one in Nigeria. It's just 1 year and a couple of months away. How prepared are you to mobilize people to go out and vote? We need the alternative. If those that have done it in the past are not making any difference, then it's high time we tell them we need a game changer. Don't sit down in your comfort zone and think miracle is going to happen. United Nations is not going to solve all the problem in this world. USAID won't be able to solve it. Saudi Arabia sent 200,000 tons of dates to Nigeria. That was sold off. It is high time we all join politics and make a difference. The most important thing is don't stop looking, but make a difference. That is the message. Yes, you've seen it there. Dioba Authentic, I've already sent the link. Thank you very much, my brother. Please, 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 these are people that want to make a difference. Team Nigeria is asking you for £1.50p. Don't wait for the big media to come and do it for us. They want to build academy in Nigeria. They're asking every Nigerians and non-Nigerians living all over the world to support their cause. But we are still having a doubt mind. We need to start changing our mindset. These are people that are working day and night. Mrs. Lola gives charity to food in Charing Cross. She's been doing it for the last 6 years. She hasn't asked anyone for a penny. There's so many great people. I was in the Nursing Association on Friday night. You need to see what the nurses are doing, even with a lot of resources there. Remember, we have so many of our nurses in Nigeria, in Africa countries, in Kenya, in South Africa that want to make a difference, but the government are not providing the right material, the right resources for them. But yet, with the little resources they have, so many children are being born in Nigeria, and that is amazing. But yet, if these people come to you and ask for a little bit of donation, you start having doubt in mind. It is high time you spend a little bit less on so many things that you don't need. People had planned for the next 10-15 years in Greenford Tower. We pray for the souls, but it never materialized. It is whatever you do that people will talk about. It is high time we stop waiting for that donation from the big boys. Let us within ourselves help each other. We still need help as well. We want to make a big difference. I can't be everywhere. I've been getting calls, come down to Glasgow and all that, but all this involves logistics and all that. But we want to make a difference, and we want to voice 1.3 billion people on Facebook every month. We want to make sure the message gets across. Whenever we see the government official, we're going to start asking them questions. It is high time we put it on their face on Facebook and ask them live questions without editing, without cutting. Thank you very much, Kate Osama, the Member of Parliament representing the Nigerian community and the Edmonton constituency. She was there last night. Thank you to all the women that have been doing great things and all the men that have been supporting as well. Please, 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 whatever your situation is, continue to support. I got to get in now so that I can listen to a little bit of the lecture before the prayer. But I'll be back again after the prayer. Remember, Niger Diaspora, one central hub, connecting not just the Nigerians in UK, but globally as well. Thank you very much. And I say to everybody, happy Eid. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, remember somebody else today and make a difference. I keep saying it. If it's just a text message, send it to someone and wish them love. Some people just need to be sent a message. That's all. As you can see there, it says there, is as you can see, it's Eid Mubarak, and I'll be doing my prayer right here at the Marlin Rooney Mosque, and I'm going in now. Make a difference. I'll be back again when I finish my prayer. Happy Eid to you, wherever you are. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be to you. Peace be to your family. Peace be to this world. But let's make a difference. My name again, Olayomi Koiki, Niger Diaspora.